Alright, let's do a what's in the bag for what I'm playing currently. I've gotten some new clubs lately that I'm really excited about, and just would love to show you a couple things that I like, and some things that I haven't really changed, things I don't really like to change. So, got the new GT. Check out my review of the GT if you haven't. I have loved this driver. I've got the GT3 that we can see here, 9-degree head. I do the D1 setting just to take some spin off. And then I've really enjoyed this Tour AD graphite design new shaft. I got this in my driver and my 3-wood. So let's put that up. Yeah, so the driver and the 3-wood are both, new within the last couple of weeks, and really enjoying them. So for the 3-wood, I also did a review there. So I've got the GT3 3-wood 15-degree, normal A1 setting, but then that same graphite design shaft. I've noticed a significant increase in distance with these two clubs. And then I haven't changed out my 5-wood quite yet. I'm thinking about it. I have really liked this club. I have always toyed between a 2-iron, 3-iron versus the 5-wood, but I've really enjoyed this TSR2 18-degree. I actually have it cut down quite a bit. It has this hazardous 6.5 in it, but it's cut down. It's cut down to more like a 3-iron, so it gives me a little bit more control. I generally, if you think about it, when you're hitting a 5-wood, you're probably trying to be more accurate. You're not necessarily worried about distance, so that's why I have that. Now I have the 3 and the 4-iron in the new T200. You can see these bad boys. Now I love these clubs. There we go. I love these clubs. I have the same shaft. I've got this Tour AD 85X in both of these. And, I generally default down to wanting to hit irons. I generally hit my irons a little bit better than I do my woods. So if you're someone who likes hitting irons, I would encourage you to check out a 2-iron, 3-iron. There's lots of manufacturers that make really good driving irons. So look into that. The thing I do like about these heads, you can say, well, why wouldn't you just get the 3 or 4-iron that you would get in the set? Well, I like having a little bit more forgiveness, thicker bottom here, a little bit more weight at the bottom, just in case I thin it a little bit. Plus, this helps get it really high in the air. Like, who wouldn't want to hit it high in the air with their long irons? Then from there, I go 5.6 in the T150. Sorry, So from there, I go to the T100 for my 5 and 6 iron. And I've really loved these clubs. The set I had before was the T100S, so all of my irons are the lofts of the T100S from a couple years ago. But I did the T100 and the 5.6. Again, you'll see in a second when I have 7 through wedge, but having the bigger bottom there just gives me a little bit more forgiveness, helps me hit the ball in the air a little bit more. Now, as far as my shafts, I have the steel fiber 95X. I've had those for years. The reason I originally switched to the steel fiber 95X was because I could swing them a little bit faster without losing any club head speed. When I went down, or when I increased the weight to like 110 to 120, I'd notice my club head speed would go down. So I didn't really lose any dispersion by going to these. And as I've gotten older, I've stuck with them just because my club head speed has frankly gone down. So it's nice to have the club head speed stay up through the club shaft being a little bit lighter. And then the 7 through 9-iron, I really loved having these. So these are the CBs. They're much more of like a player club, player design. You can see they're much thinner. When I look down, they look much more, like a blade. Again, the lofts are the same as the T100S, so they're strong, but I like looking down and having that smaller frame. And then again, the 95X in the 7 through 9. Now, I've never done this. This was the first time I've done this, but you can see I have a pitching wedge in the CBs, and then I got a 46 degree. They're both 46 degrees. And I recently have been playing the SM10 because I feel like it's a little bit more versatile on things outside of the fairway. So if I have a long bunker shot, or I'm in the rough, or I want to hit this for some reason, like chipping, maybe I have a long-sided chip I want to use, I really really like having the 46 degree. And then I've got the Dynamic Gold 105 gram S300. Now I have the steel fiber in this, so obviously I swing this pitching wedge a little faster, so it goes a little bit further, but again, when I'm in the fairway and I'm thinking between these two, I'm not thinking, oh, I need to hit this really far. I can usually stretch this to the number I want, which is usually 135 to 140. And then we get into the wedges, you know, so I'm obviously a huge fan of Scotty Cameron Titleist Vokey, and so I've got the 46 in the pitching wedge, and I go 50, 55, 60. You can see this one right here is a 56 that's bent to a 55. So I like having those 5-degree gaps from 45, 50, 55, 60. That really helps with my yardage. And then I've got, as far as the grinds, I won't bore you with the wedges except for the 60. I have the T grind. You can see that is very, very sharp. Down here in Texas, the ground gets really, really firm, especially in the winter. You know, so having a low bounce is really, really nice, so it doesn't bounce off the ground. And then, you know, I don't tend to take a lot of ground anyways, so having the 60 has been nice. The T grind has been nice. I like to chip things with a lot of loft, so it just makes a lot of sense. If you've never tried the T, I highly would encourage it. And then this is a new add to the bag, is this Scotty Cameron Phantom. It's the center shafted version. You can kind of see, I'll try to give you a good close-up of that. So yeah, there we go. It's the 5S. And I really, so for years, I've used a center shafted putter. One thing I like about this, it has the line on the face, which you can see. A lot of the putters just have the dots. I like having the line because I line the ball up. This is 35 inches, you know, very, very standard loft lie. And yeah, I've had a lot of success with this. So yeah, that's my bag. If you have any questions, drop some comments. And I've been with Titleist for a few years now and absolutely love the product, and I encourage you to check it out if you never have.